We're starting.
So the new class is gonna be Kingdom Hearts.
Yes, the new class is Kingdom Hearts.
What?
The symbol for dancer is a heart.
Really?
It's
Yeah,
so
it's
good.
it's in spoilers.
Oh.
All right, we're live.
Are we alive or are we just dead inside?
We're dead.
Okay,
inside.
Mr. Philosophy Major.
We're dead inside.
I knew it.
We're secretly all liches.
Oh no.
I knew it. That's why my arm fell off the other day.
Your arm fell off, dude?
It just fell off and I was like, do I really need that?
That was me. I was that arm. I fell off on purpose. I love silence.
All of them silences.
Yes. Hold on. There's one
I
with
thought
like-
this was an ASMR.
It is an ASMR. I need to tweet real quick.
We can make this an RP ASMR.
No!
We can totally make this an RP.
You guys like that? I can go even faster if you want.
Oh
God.
God, my ears are being fucking violated. Fucking be right back calling the FBI.
Hello, FBI, there's a man raping my ears.
Oh my god.
Can you
And then-
explain to me what he's doing? Sir, you're under arrest!
God damn it.
The guy on the other line just ends up going,
And when the FBI asks him a question, that's his response.
Stop it, Philo.
oh god. I need to drink some water real quick.
I'm almost done setting this up. 1 second.
I thought we were live.
We are live. I'm just.
Well, why are you setting up in the middle of all this?
I'm not setting anything up on the stream. I'm sending like tweets out. I'm sending notifs out, and so we can get started here. Hold on.
Generally, you do that before you start the stream.
So unprofessional, Supa.
Oh my god.
So unprofessional.
We're
So
already
much.
we're already late. I had to go eat. Ophi's missing. We're unprofessional as it is. This is not a serious environment.
So
Here, you know what?
unprofessional.
I'm gonna add
This is casual, but you can't just be like, "Oh, hey, I'm gonna start the stream, but let me just do
Okay.
everything else after that."
Okay, you know what? Here, I'm just gonna add the hashtag unprofessional to my tweet, and I'm tweeting that out. There, it's sent. It's done.
Good. I think the podcast's name should be called The Unprofessional Crew.
Pearl says I'm gonna vomit because of what Philo's
Wait.
doing.
You know, you need an intro for this podcast where it's just, you know, it's a kazoo sound for Final Fantasy, and then it's like honor musings, and then
Oh great! I went into iCam and the first thing I got was the back of a dude's head.
nice. Feels good, man.
You guys want to make any more ASMR noises before we start?
I mean, I could.
That's actually a pretty cool shot of Tiru.
I like how Absolute Virtue is covering his crotch.
I know. Thanks, Absolute Virtue, for not getting me banned from Twitch. Okay. I think we're good. Yep, we're good to start. Let me just look at this real quick. I don't think I need this up right now. Here, just take that out. Okay. So, this week, we're just going to be talking about the leaks that we have, and we're also going to be looking through some fake ones and deciding if they're true or not. And then we're going to be talking about how crystals become congested already, and that's not a good thing.
Wait, it is?
Oh,
I have
wait, what?
I have queues to log in at night.
Oh shit.
I had a 20-person queue when I tried to log in earlier.
Oh, yeah, that did happen to me like a day or two ago as well.
It might just be our world too.
What, Coral?
Yeah, because it
The,
says
the back the backwater server is going to become an official PvP server.
that would be awesome. I would fully
I would-
I would be on board.
I would
with
welcome that, TVH.
that. Be on board with that. So let me just find what I had up. So we got some leaks probably. I want to say earlier in the week during the EU media tour. And I'll go through them right now. I'm gonna put them up on screen actually. It's probably a better idea. 1 second. Because I was just gonna read them off, but it's probably easier. It's easier to show than to tell.
Oh no, where are we getting some Tiru ass?
I can just EX1.
Absolute virtue, you failed us.
Absolute Virtue couldn't save us from the thing. Who's spamming? Okay.
What? Sorry, I'm typing on my
Tier
keyboard.
said my fat ass and then got got timed out by
Get
Nightbot.
wrecked.
Oof.
Here you go. Alright, I'm showing this on the stream.
Hey, there's the back of my head.
So this one I think is credible because it's someone that came from the EU media tour. So it says, and I'll read it off just so people at home can read it. Just got back. It was pretty well run, TBH. We could play all the jobs. I didn't have time to play everything though. Managed to write down everyone's tooltips. I didn't play any of the casters, but Quirf was saying that Summoner looked ridiculous and there was way more responsive with the pets. They finally let you put pet actions on your hotbar without having to use a macro, and they go off instantly. I was more interested in Bard, Machinist, and Dancer, so I spent most of my time playing those. Roll actions are all gone, but they brought back promotion for Machinist, except it doesn't stop turrets anymore. It's a single refresh buff exactly like the one we have now. Bard got refreshed while Dancer has an ability called Refreshing Waltz. While they seem to work the same as Refresh does now, and has a 3-minute cooldown and costs no MP. Dancer seems really good. They have an ability that puts a debuff on the boss, and any player that attacks it gets a 3% haste buff. It has a 60-second duration and gets applied with a GCD cast. I didn't notice any changes. You can still Swift Rage. Red Mage can still dual cast Raise. But yeah, I think they're trying to do this weird interaction between the range classes where Machinist is really selfish, Dancer is really supportive, and Bard is around the middle. Technically, I can't talk about this stuff more, and I want to be invited for the next one. I'll leave you all with that. So that's the first one. I mean, this was all stuff we saw coming, right? Like, this all sounds correct other than, like, the Dancer stuff, because we've never played a Dancer.
The thing that kind of confuses me, is that instead of Bard being solely supportive, Dancers being solely supportive, you'd think that the Dancer would be more of the hybrid than anything.
Bard isn't... Oh, go ahead, Philo.
N11 Dancer was more support, so I can actually see that if they're trying to pull N11 to this, since, well, they kind of are.
Well, also, Dancer in itself is just Dancer. I mean, it's not really much of a fighter.
It's not a fighter class, yeah.
Because otherwise it would be like Monk.
See,
It would just be a slutty monk. That's all it would be.
Basically, yeah. And
See-
Monk's already a slutty monk, so.
Lol. No, I see. The thing is like compared to you guys, I don't have any experience with any other Final Fantasy game, so I really don't know like the back history of what the classes were like in other games and stuff. So, but as from a newer player's perspective, it just seems somewhat weird. I don't know.
So, let me catch up on chat. Pearl says, the dancer stuff seems legit and similar to FF11. If you go look up FF11 dancer skills, there's like no combat abilities. All of them are, I think almost all of them are solely like waltzes and jigs, just for like, they're regens or debuffs for enemies. That's pretty much it. I think dancer's only offensive like haul is you get to dual wield. And that's I mean, who really took, did anyone in 11 take dancer for any reason other than just for the dual wielding? Because I don't remember anybody like,
I mean, you could take it for the HP drain, but that was about it for solo for soloing. Wasn't really that much after that.
but the dancers seem like, I don't know. There's so many people that are still mad that it's a range DPS.
I'm over it, honestly. Just as I'm over not having Melviera.
I was gonna ask that next. Are you over Mel
Yeah,
Vieira yet?
I'm over it.
Just play Roganin with bunny ears. You're good to go.
And then Bronzo looked, that last picture they posted, it looked kind of good, so.
I don't know. I'm somewhat disappointed. Like, you imagine a big cat man, like they have like a bunch of fur on them, rather than like, I don't know, it looks like they're basically naked with just like wigs on. Let me see if I can find that picture.
What picture are you looking for?
The one that you sent me of the cat dudes.
God damn it, iCam. iCam is fucking up.
I mean, they look alright, I guess. They're not terrible, but...
But, I don't know. Pearl says, I main dancer and loved it in 11. Reminder to anybody watching, you can comment and I will read it on stream as long as it's not Philo level of bad. So,
What do you mean Philo level of that?
you made me play some furry shit over my stream earlier today.
What?
That was great. Excuse you.
It was not great. At my FF11, I'm banned from 11 now thanks to you.
LOL.
But I do have the other leak here. Hold on. Let me pull this up. This is the other legit leak. Yes. Most likely, Pearl. So here's the other leak that we do have. It says, the event was on Sunday for 3 hours. We got to play a handful of jobs and hung out with some of the EN staff. We didn't get to play White Mage though. They had the Dark Knight rework there. They majorly overhauled everything about it, so my boyfriend is going to be happy. I played a little of it and it felt a lot like Heavensward Dark Knight with more focus on DPS rotations. They took out the MP combo and replaced it with this really strong potency-wise 4-skill combo. Oh, and stances are completely gone now. Enmity has been adjusted because tanks are just going to do more damage overall from the looks and feel of it. Warrior didn't really change from what I saw, and Paladin wasn't available. Scholar shields feel really bad to use though. Probably going to go White Mage if the rework is good. Staff teased during the event that White Mage rework is crazy good. I got lots of good preview footage for YouTube at least. Oh, and Black Mage got huge buffs to ley lines, like you can just place them down wherever with no cooldown. And Enochian doesn't have a 30-second timer anymore to keep the buff up. It works. It seems to work now around Umbral and Fire buffs. You get 6 Umbral buffs when you use Ice 4, so it's basically the current rotation, but no stress to keep Enochian up anymore. But you have 15 seconds to refresh the timer like normal between Fire and Ice still. Red Mages are getting kind of screwed. In the preview build, Red Mage had a 300-second cooldown. That's going to be really a mess with placement in Prague. Scholar and Ass Races were still normal though, so I don't know. So Red Mage is dead. Red Mage is a dead class, played by dead people. Honestly though,
I mean, they deserve it.
Red Mage needs to stop. Red Mages can single-handedly save a. Don't swear at me. Red Mages can save an entire raid if they're really good. So it's not like they weren't broken. It's not like they just said we're just gonna take away your raise. I think it's probably because you guys can swift cast it, and that's part of the problem. You guys can seamlessly weave it into your rotation. You find me a summoner that can do that. You can't. It doesn't exist. If summoner does anything outside their rotation, they explode. Especially their openers. Roll actions are gone, so you know what that means. Pro, you just answered your own question. Pro said take swift cast away then. Roll actions are gone.
To be honest, I'm kind of okay with this, just because otherwise the hotbars just get really, really like messy.
I'm fine with the roll actions being gone, but I better get an extra 20% back from Aetherflow now. Because I don't know how I'm going to manage my MP.
Like -50.
Holy shit, Ophi.
Oh, there's Ophi.
Where have you been?
I thought we started at 8.
Motherfucker, it's 7. Because if we start at 8, we're going to miss the FC event.
Oh, you mean the same one we had last night?
Yes. Lol.
I feel like I'm the only one that thinks that them that they got rid of tank stances. I mean, they're granted, yes, they can be annoying at times, but it's kind of, I don't know, for Warrior, I like it just because it's not on a global cooldown. And it's a very situational thing, like, oh, main tank dies. Well, I can instantly switch into Defiance to actually, get a bigger health pool. And, but yeah, then you lose, damage on them. But even so, I don't know.
What's going to happen with that?
Spoiler alert, nothing's going to happen. It's going to be the exact same thing. Alright, in Zimba's instance he just used just now, it's going to be the exact same thing, except that he doesn't have to do anything, and he can just automatically re-pick up aggro. I don't get how people are making this to be like, 2 + 2 is 5 now. What the fuck? It's going to be extremely simple how it works out.
The only thing I'm upset about with losing the tank stances is that me and Warrior can no longer be best friends. Because Defiance gives a 20% increase to heal potency, and Scholar's heal potency is bad. It's really bad. My spells are not great by themselves, even with Aeos. So when there's a warrior around, it's like I'm on crack cocaine, and I love it. I'm sorry, warrior.
RIP.
It could just be a passive now. Pi just said it could have be a passive. Maybe. I hope so. That'd be great.
Yeah, I think it's going to be all passives now.
Are you still gonna get? Are paladins gonna have a passive to increase their auto attacks? Sword Oath.
I mean, why not?
I don't know. I feel like if they well, when the expansion comes or the battle changes come or whatever, tanks are either going to be broken or they're going to like suck ass.
It's gonna be exactly how it was when Stormbringers launched. Stormblood, rather.
Stormbringers.
With the whole it's Stormbringers. I just woke up from a nap. Fuck off. But it's gonna be the exact same thing where it's like, or like aggro is super wonky at first, so everyone's gonna be like, "What? I can't do anything."
They better not
and
screw.
then they'll hot fix it, and they'll be done in like a week. They'll be fine, and it'll be all good.
I wonder what the new paladin's gonna like. Because when Stormblood started, everyone was a paladin because it was fully overpowered. Holy Spirit was.
Oh, Holy Spirit was broken as shit.
Holy Spirit
Yeah.
was insane. It was paladins were pulling more damage than warriors, and warriors had like this mile-long rotation to get like their optimal DPS, and paladin was like, "Hey, watch this," and you just use Requiescat Cat and Holy Spirit, and that's your whole rotation.
I want them to bring that back as the level 80 skill, like pre-nerf.
It's just gonna
Wall.
the thing's just gonna say the Holy Spirit from Stormblood launch, and it's gonna be a level 80 skill.
No.
No, it's gonna be a passive called the Power of Christ.
Oh no!
No.
And flavor text of it is the power of Christ compels you.
I'm really worried about Scholar now, but I feel like I've made Scholar for so long, no matter what these guys at the dev team do to it, I'm still gonna outperform most people I meet in a duty roulette.
Oh yeah.
It happens every time. And then they tried to gut Scholar at the beginning of Stormblood, and it was like, wow. Okay, I'll just use my spells again, and that was too powerful. And then they're like, no, use your abilities again. You can spec your Scholar out for shields. It's very doable. It just makes it so the tank never takes damage at all, which...
I guess I have a question now.
What?
Do you think that they're gonna come out with like a skill tree with the battle change, or probably not? Because I hope they don't.
Not in this game.
I would love a skill tree. I want a skill tree.
I would like-
hate
I
that
want
with a passion.
diversified build.
I would like a trait tree, and it would let us, decide how our skills, change and stuff.
So a skill tree, okay.
It's kind of like a skill tree, but I don't want to
It's a skill tree.
section off our skills into stuff where we can't get to them. Like I want to
I
use
don't-
everything.
I don't think this game would be able to handle that. Honestly.
Well, and the thing,
It's already so set into. Unless they got rid of roles. Because otherwise.
yeah, but the thing is though too is like, even if there was a skill tree, people are just gonna look up online and be like, oh, what's the meta for this class? Oh, I'll just put this point here, yada yada yada, so on and so forth. And then you'll have bad players that are like, I want to be an ice mage. I'm black mage, so I'm gonna put every single skill point into any ice spell and just use ice.
You mean the
Which is-
RPers?
Yeah, what? Yeah, just, yeah.
Because I'm scared of fire. I forgot. Was that with Supa who we came across that one player?
Oh yeah, it was. It was that we were in a duty roulette, and they're like, my character's scared of fire, so they can only use ice. And I'm like, stop.
But my point is that if we have a skill tree, either people are going to look up what's the best skills and put the points into that, or the creativity is there, and that's great. But then you're going to have people who are uninformed and have no idea what to do. They'll just be like, well, I'll just put my points in sporadically. Or they'll have it where it's like, oh, you have a skill tree, but you'll have all the max amount of points at max level anyway, so you can just put them all in the skill tree, which is kind of stupid in my opinion.
It's kind of how
So-
the attribute points worked in ARR.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. We didn't have
so
attributes and they were
quick,
like nothing.
what's the difference between somebody like not doing the meta builds now and just being bad in duty roulette? Like, what's the difference between like bad players are going to be bad no matter what you do? So, limiting the creativity and like build variety for, I don't know, maybe they could have certain like boss fights be more, be better where certain builds, excel are the meta. And I'm not saying like a build is set in stone. Like you can remake your build on the fly as long as you're not in combat.
That just seems to be way too much intricacy there. Like, because then you're gonna have the instance of you're gonna run a boss and you're like, oh, I forgot to change my rolls and stuff like that. So you wipe and then you have to reset them. Then if you run into another boss, it's like, okay, let me look back at my list and change everything out and yada yada yada. It's just gonna be a lot of wasted, in my opinion.
I think I don't know. I had a thought and then I just lost it.
Is it just me or is the Discord kind of shitting right now?
Yeah, everything's kind of breaking up.
We're going all body.
Oh no!
My binary code is kicking in.
Pearl says, "Is Zimbo drowning over there?" Yes, he is drowning.
Exterminate! Exterminate!
I changed it to the south, so see how
I
that
think
works.
the only problem
the South will rise again.
I'm the only problem I think with having like a skill tree is that then the developers need to account for that. Like, what's stopping you from using a build that just completely breaks a fight?
Who gives a shit? Let it happen.
It's
emergent gameplay. That's fun and interesting.
That's not how the devs
seems
at
really
Square.
boring then.
Do you remember what happened when people discovered you could cheese the tiger mechanic in Byakuya because you could just tank LB3 and avoid the mechanic entirely?
Yeah, emergent gameplay happened and it was hilarious.
Yeah, and Yoshida was like, "That's not intentional. We're gonna patch that."
Yeah, that's boring.
That just sounds so boring though. Instead of the developers are spending all that time and effort coming up with mechanics and stuff like that, and then if you were to cheese it, be like, well, I don't want to do that. Then it just seems so stupid. Because then what's the point of having them design really challenging bosses?
How are you gonna do like Ultimate Weapon Ultimate if you like just have entire portions of the fight you can just cheese if you have a really broken build? Then what's the point of having like the hardest content in the game? Why not just run broken builds through the whole thing?
I don't know. I'm not going for ultimate clears. Fuck that.
But ultimate clears.
What? So you can sell them on like some like shady third party site for $1,000 a clear?
Yeah, well.
Oh boy, I'm gonna message Entropy and get a $85 Byakuya EX clear.
Oh no.
That is the actual price, by the way. If anyone's never looked up prices for that stuff. Y'all want to pay $85 to run Byakuya EX? I'll teach you for free.
Hey, remember when people were selling Titan hard mode clear?
Oh my god, stop.
The mods on the Reddit were selling clear.
RIP FFXIV Reddit, just destroyed in our tiny podcast.
RIP. Press F for respects.
They kind of destroy themselves.
I mean, yeah, no one respects the mods over on our FFXIV. It's pretty shitty. Except the new people. The new people seem alright.
Hey, remember when the official subreddit Discord got like depart?
Dude, they need to stop posting pictures of Lalafels like that. That's really fucked up. I don't think there's really any other legit leaks in quotation marks that we can really talk about. Oof. Because everything else that's come out is like hyperbole or people like lying.
What did you just say?
I said there's a lot of there's more leaks out there, but they're like people lying and stuff. Like, Me and Philo found one before we started. Let me read it to you. I'm not gonna put it up here because it's super dumb. This thread is on the official subreddit, was posted an hour ago, and it's titled, "Since Scholar may have been utterly destroyed in leaks, what do we do now?" So people went to see changes and there's an embargo until the 29th, but there have been a decent chunk of leaks, and apparently all of them might point towards the other and total destruction of Scholar after the outcry wanting nerfs for Scholar. Examples include no more auto heals from fairy only abilities, removal of chain stratagems, you still have dissipation, both dots collected into one single dot dealing 60 potency, lowered from 35 plus 35 equals 70. Rouse has been removed. Adlo only heals for 200 now but does 400 shields but has an increased cast time. Celine remains the same. Eos's cure potency is lowered to 50 instead of 120 for Whispering Dawn. Single target ability damage is still 230. And it just ends on, why even play Scholar anymore? Like, there's no way that's true.
No, that to basically make Eos and Celine ineffective makes no sense.
Hey, wait a minute. I just had an idea. What if during the media event they showed like everybody fake skills or fake changes, so that way when they see the leaks, they can figure out exactly who's breaking an NDA and then get them.
That's what I thought about too. What if they're just intentionally lying to the people at the media tours?
Like it's all like everything is wrong, and they're just using it as like the big brain idea to get everyone who's leaking shit, so they can no longer invite them ever.
God damn it! I hope that's true. I really don't want Scholar to be destroyed in Shadowbringers. I might cry.
It's gonna be 50 times worse.
No.
No.
So, hold on. I don't think there's really much else. Yeah, there's not anything else to talk about in the leaks other than we're gonna be rebuilding the firmament in Ishgard.
Hey,
Woo!
That's why we're here. So, other than
rebuild my home.
Do you think
Since everyone fucking hates Elizans, apparently.
you'll think we're gonna get Ishgard housing?
I hope so.
I hope so.
I doubt we're getting that, TBH.
Why?
I mean, everyone's like, we're gonna get Ishgard housing, but they told us like 2 years ago, you're getting Ishgard housing. Fucking 3 years later, I don't believe that.
They're gonna just like, here's your Ishgard housing, and you just rebuild the houses for the citizens.
Exactly.
And then they're like, you wanted Ishgard housing, we gave the citizens back their homes.
Exactly.
Well, aren't you a Debbie Downer?
The only thing is, where would Ishgard housing be? Cause
In Ishgard?
yeah, but where?
In Ishgard, duh.
It's, you know what, the firmament's gonna be above the vault. It's just gonna be a giant place in the clouds where all the houses are.
No,
You're just
It's gonna be a little shanty town.
Like
Watch Ishgard housing be in Sea of Clouds. Everyone cries.
dude, I might cry. I don't know. Ishgard housing in Sea of Clouds wouldn't be so bad. That used to be northeastern Korthith's Highlands. That wasn't such a bad area. There's just nothing up there. It's pretty. Yeah, so the other thing we need to talk about is our data centers have become really crowded lately.
just a wee bit.
I keep getting queues to log in.
I thankfully haven't had that problem yet.
Me neither. That's because I don't log in.
Do you never log in?
You should.
I'm waiting for Shadowbringer.
You always say you're tired.
Shadowbringers is in less than a month, dude. I don't know. I mean, about a month, dude. I don't know how much longer you can wait.
I don't know, maybe like the 28th when it actually launches. What am I gonna do right now? What am I gonna do?
You could get money. You could craft. You could run content. Eureka's still a thing. There's a lot to do in game.
I'm still working on trying to level up the ARR beast tribes because I completely forgot to do them.
I forgot to do them until like midway through Heaven's Ward too. I was like, oh no, I haven't touched them.
Because I have a gut feeling they might become relevant again in some form.
I don't know, maybe. Most of the beast tribes in AR left off on a kind of a cliffhanger, so we'll see, especially the Almer Jah quest line.
Spoilers!
Everyone dies, the end.
No!
Oh my god.
Harshafant dies.
No, he doesn't.
Horsefun just dies.
Horsefun
He
died.
lives on in our heart.
He does, though.
Does he? Does he?
Yes.
Are you sure about that?
But
He's basically my blood brother.
yeah, there's queues to log in now, and a lot of those preferred servers are on Crystal. And like, I don't think Aether even has any preferred servers. Here, hold on, I'm gonna look this up.
It's because everyone like left and went to Aether because they're like, oh shit.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Let me look up which worlds are preferred right now. 1 second. $5.19. So let's see. North American preferred worlds: Adamantois, Famfrift, Goblin, Hyperion, Lamia, Marlborough, and Midgard Zomer, and Siren. But Marlborough and Siren aren't allowing new character creation on their worlds.
Oof.
Rip.
Balmung is closed again too.
Balmung's closed. All those worlds, are any of them on Aether? I don't think so.
Well, you got what you wanted, Supa.
What'd I
In the past couple of podcasts, you said a lot of new players are going to come to Crystal, and that's a good thing.
Yep, it is.
But now you're complaining it's not a good thing because queue times are long.
No, everyone was gonna go to Aether, and then we'd be able to still play, though, is the thing I wanted. If I get queue times to log in, I'm sort of, Okay, Midgard Zomer is on Aether. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, but I do want people to go over to Aether, because then no one's ever gonna log in on that data center. You'll be stuck in queue hell for the rest of your life. I don't want to be stuck in queue hell on Crystal, though. That's not a thing I want. I just want to be able to rebuild the community here, since there's like no one left.
Everyone's dead.
Everyone's
Moved
gone,
on.
dude. I don't know.
We'll be alright. We'll get it popping once again once Shadowbringers comes through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we will. I've got no doubts about that. It's just the wait until Shadowbringers. This is almost as bad as the wait from ARR to Heaven's Ward. It was.
Oh God, that's right. I remember that.
It was awful because there was just like no one online, and this is exactly like that.
Oh yeah,
It's awful.
So I remember I was getting close to level cap before AR or Heaven's Ward came out, and there was like no one on. And then I got to level 50 like a week or two after Heaven's Ward came out. I just remember everyone was back.
Yeah, it's just it's pre-expansion lull, but it's worse this time because there's no one left on Crystal. So we're all just sitting here, those of us who remain, like, okay, what do we do? And then we have all these new players coming in, and, you know, we're trying to incorporate them, but it's just not what we're used to, especially those of us who came over from Aether. Corel is out of place here. Free us from prison.
Free us from this hell.
But
Save me.
I'm hoping when I think that Crystal's community is going to come out on top in the end, because Aether's been a mess for I don't know how long, and everyone moving there is just going to make it more of a mess. Y'all want to spend? Y'all want to? Where's I ran into someone on Aether a long time ago. Their name was Dumpster Baby, and their entire thing was they'd go into 24-man raids and sabotage them. Only on Aether. Only on Aether. And he was doing it by trolling people by trying to get the Dark Chaos and Rabanastre and pretending he was going to get it, and then he'd cancel at the last second. Then he'd just kill everybody. He did that 5 times with me in the raid, and everyone reported him.
Jesus Christ.
Godspeed, you magnificent bastard.
Dumpster Baby asterisk. But so I think the other thing I'm worried about is this a permanent fix? I don't feel like moving the servers like this is a good permanent fix. Because what happens if Shadowbringers does really well? Then we're all stuck with like congested servers everywhere. Because I feel like Shadowbringers is on the path to be the next Heaven's Ward. It's going to be a lot like Stormblood and probably follow similar formulas, but the setting this time feels like an actual setting and not some weeby Japanese ripoff with some Middle Eastern themes thrown in for Girabanya.
That makes me so happy. Fuck Weeville.
And I think Yoshida probably said it the best, is that high fantasy settings for MMORPGs are probably the best settings to stick with.
That's what I was going to say. It feels really Final Fantasy now. Because it's not like, let's save Japan.
Yeah, let's save Japan, Stormblood. Make that the tagline. No, but every MMO I play, that I've played, I always look for fantasy elements and settings, and I see Weebville, and I'm like, okay, am I playing an anime RPG now? What am I doing here? But
where's the booby sliders?
No.
Booby sliders.
Petition for butt sliders in 5.0. Yoshida, please add those in.
Please, Yoshi P.
Please, Yoshi P.
But it doesn't
Please endorse this message.
But it doesn't flow well if you don't have fantasy settings in your MMORPG. And I mean, just looking at the few screenshots we have of, Shadowbringers, it looks very Final Fantasy. And that one that they posted to Instagram, that one image, for those of you who followed it and went to Instagram and looked it up, that picture of that Aetheryte in the middle of that tiny village by the sea, you know what that is? You know what it is? Because I recognized it. I finally recognized it the other day because I could have sworn I had seen that before. It's a 1.0 area, verbatim. That is a 1.0
Really?
area. That's a 1.0 Aetheryte camp. Verbatim.
Wow.
I recognized it finally.
Reused assets.
I was sitting at work and looking at the picture, and I was like, I swear I've seen this location in game somewhere before. So I went home and looked everywhere, and I couldn't find it. So I really thought about it, and I realized the first is a world where the calamity never happened. Therefore, a lot of the 1.0 areas are still intact. They're all still there. So for all of
5.0 is going to be just 1.0.
so for all those people that ever wanted to see 1.0 and some of the areas in it, I'm guessing that they're putting them in 5.0 instead. Because I'm getting, and that coupled with the fact that Oda came out on stage during the JP Fan Fest and said, "Hey guys, we got a lot of stuff left over from 1.0 we want to go back and finish because we blew the game up. And we left a lot of stories undone, especially the Amber Dragon questline. I want to know how that ends, and we never got the ending to it, and it makes me super upset that I never know what happened to that kid." I'm sorry, I got a little angry there.
He blew up, duh.
But I'm hoping and praying that they don't screw this up, like, because if they screw this up like they did, I haven't really screwed up any expansion so far, but
I feel like they screwed up Stormblood, to be honest.
I don't.
Yeah, they kind of screwed up Stormblood.
I
I have not had much fun in FF14 the past 2-3 years outside of Eureka.
I feel like they didn't screw up Stormblood so much as Stormblood was a QOL expansion. It felt like we just played catch up the whole expansion. Stuff we should have had before but couldn't because, hello, I'm the PS3, you have to accommodate me. He's like the vegan guy at a party that you can't get to stop coming to the goddamn party. Stop coming, Jeffrey! I'm not buying tofu hot dogs! And we finally kicked Jeffrey out of the party, so he can't come anymore. He's out in the cold now. Stay where you belong. And
Excuse me, these black bean burgers are kosher, so don't flame me, bro.
fuck you.
Oh, God.
No, but the PS3 I felt like was holding us back a lot, and it was holding us back a lot. But
Yeah, just a wee bit.
the thing is, because we made that promise during 1.0 that this game was going to have a PS3 version, it haunted us just like everything else from 1.0. 1.0 is the eternal specter that's going to hang over this game, and we're never going to get rid of it until we replace everything from that area, and it's probably never going to happen because this game still runs on the Luminous engine, so that's a moot point. I'm sorry. I got a little frustrated.
No, that's fine.
Just a little bit.
But I just want this game to be good. I promise.
See, here's the thing that bothered me about Stormblood. In Heaven's Ward, they're like, oh yeah, they're fighting to get Alamigo back, and there's gonna be a huge war with the Garleans. It's like, oh, okay, cool. I'm imagining like the trailer for fucking A Realm Reborn, where you see the Grand Companies and the fucking Garlemald army mashing together and having this huge fucking onslaught. And I imagine that happening like midway through Stormblood. No, I got that at the fucking end of this expansion.
Like, actually at the end.
Like, actually at the end. And even then, it's like, oh, hey, we're not done yet, but you're going to another world. And guess what? You're not going to see the end of it. So you'll just have to find out when you come back. It's like, no, that's not cool. I wanted to kick some ass and chew bubble gum. But unfortunately, I ran out of gum.
I feel like we're not gonna see the end of the Garlean storyline in 5.0. It's
No, we're definitely not.
I feel
No.
like they're putting it on the back burner because to conclude that storyline means we're done with Eorzea. We're never coming back. We're fully done. And there's no point to do that because there's 2 other continents on the source that we haven't been to yet, but they don't want to leave because to go to a new continent would mean to remake a whole bunch of assets and try to make them fit into a world with a different culture. So the easy way out is to go to the first and just reuse and reskin assets that exist already and make a whole expansion out of it. But that idea sounds badass because it's a parallel world.
True, but eventually, though, they are going to have to make a lot more assets to.
They do. They make assets, but I feel like they're very slow at getting them out. Look. I mean, Omega is a reskin of the Gigantoads in like Lower Lenosha. Come on, dude. They're very slow to replace and make new assets. Mostly because the assets look great. I mean, even our minions look good. Can you honestly say there are enemies in this game that just look like crap?
Yes.
Which one?
The one with the stupid fucking face and the weird teeth and what's it called? The pudding monster things.
Oh,
Those are funny.
The Flans?
No, the ones Koski hates.
The
Giant head?
The giant head with the earlobes?
Yeah, with the earrings and the weird prickly mouth.
Those are monsters from Japanese mythology.
Well, I don't like them because they're stupid.
You just don't like how they look because they scare you.
No.
Because it's Weebville. Get out of here, Weebville.
Weedville will live forever.
It's gonna be a ghost town once 5.0 drops, and that makes me happy.
Dude, you know what the kicker is though with Stormblood? Is we have to go back because we didn't get the rest of Hingashi in Stormblood. That area is still missing. The rest of Japan isn't there.
Oh no.
We didn't go to the Hingashi capital. We went to the trading town in Kugane. And there's a gate at the castle in the northern section that you can't go through because they're like outsiders aren't allowed beyond this point. And it leads into Hingashi and we can't go there because oh boy, we're gonna have another expansion one day.
Guess what's never gonna happen?
LOL. Dude, there has to be an expansion one day where we just go visit the forgotten corners of Eorzea. The rest of Hingashi, Sharlayan, Thavnir. We all thought we were going to go to Thavnir in this expansion. That did not happen.
It's gonna be like a DLC of like $10. It'd be like a little mini expansion.
It's going to be like an FF11 expansion. Here's some new areas. No, fuck off.
Guys, I've come up with a theory.
What?
6.0 is going to be called Bloodstorm, and it's going to be basically revisiting all these places in fucking Doma and shit.
Please, no. I will kill myself.
What if it was called like Crimson Rain instead?
No, it's got to be unoriginal because you have Stormblood,
Dude.
and then you just switch out the blood with the storm, and it's Bloodstorm.
Switch out the storm.
Bloodstorm, return to Weebville.
Dude,
Stormblood 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Dude, in Japan, Isho 3 says Stormblood Reborn. In Japan, Stormblood is actually called Crimson Liberators. Well, I don't know why they didn't make that the expansion name over here, because that sounds way better than Stormblood. I mean, Japan got all the badass expansion names, honestly. None of the expansion names are the same over here except for A Realm Reborn.
I like Heaven's Ward. That's a good one.
Do you know what Heaven's Ward is called in Japan? It's called Requiem for the Fallen Heroes.
That's too long!
Why isn't that the name here? I love that name.
How do you abbreviate that?
You don't abbreviate, you just say it.
That's just too much. We're Americans.
Oh
we gotta make things simple.
You're literally saying the reason why they... Koji Fox...
That is too long.
I'm joking.
Koji Fox came out and said we had to shorten down the names because we were afraid Americans wouldn't get it. And I was like, God damn it. I knew it.
What the fuck is that?
I bought an expansion, not a fucking novel here.
I haven't read this much in ages.
I don't even know what Shadowbringers is called in Japan. You know what? We're gonna look that up live. Hold on.
It's gonna be Bringers of the Shadow.
Hold on, 1 second. I'm gonna look this up. Shadowbringers, Japan. Japanese name. That's probably a better Japanese name. Probably a better way to Google it. You know what? I have an idea. I'm gonna go on the Japanese lodestone. Hold on. If I can find the URL link for it. I'm an idiot. I can't find anything. Lodestone, Japan. Now let me here. This is my 200 IQ way of finding. Hold on. What the fuck? Okay. You know what? I have an idea. 2 billion IQ moment, guys. I'm gonna go to Lodestone and replace the NA at the beginning with JP.
JP Emery!
JP Onry. I found it. Now I just need to find Shadowbringers. Oh, Shadowbringers isn't even a searchable term on this page. Uh-oh. Hold on. Should be in the banners. Here it is. Oh, it's all images. I can't figure out any.
That means you don't have a JP whatever pack installed.
I can throw it into Google Translate if I can just find Shadowbringers spelled in Japanese. Because I want to know what the name is now, and I really want to figure it out. You looked it up on Wikipedia? That doesn't sound right. Hold on. Jet Black Rebel?
That sounds like the name from like FF15.
Jet Black Rebel. I don't think. No, I just looked it up too. You're right. Oh, God damn it! Don't post giant links in the chat.
What the fuck?
That's not how you do it. Complete shift. Get that out of here. You're right though. It is Shadowbringers in Japanese does translate literally to Jet Black Rebel, but it's probably something more fantasy like you know, warrior bathed in darkness or something.
The Jetless villains. What?
The Jetsons. That's the new Shadowbringers theme.
More like the jet-lagged villains.
The jet lag.
We're gonna have to go to another fucking timeline and we're gonna get jet lag.
We're gonna go to a timeline before Raban lost his arm.
Oof!
We're gonna go to a timeline where we're forced to watch Harshaphant die a second time.
No, stop.
I would seriously contemplate about uninstalling the game and unsubscribing because I'm so fucking pissed.
You get to see it happen from a different angle.
No.
No.
You're actually Sir Zephyrin throwing the spear.
Please, no.
Like some really crazy stuff.
Why do you hurt us?
You should get someone who actually speaks Japanese to translate it properly. Tears says it's just traitor.
How is not like a dial a weeb like phone number we can call some Asian guy.
You call some Asian guy, Opie's solution to everything.
Jet
Just
Blackstone.
just type in your phone 1-800-ASIA. You'll get you can call an Asian person.
I feel like that's incredibly racist.
I'm sorry.
You think they give a shit if they're getting paid like $5 a minute?
Oh my god.
God damn it. You think? I think. I think.
I'm gonna make a phone number that's like 1-800 dial a cracker. I will answer all your white person questions.
All your white person questions.
Y'all are gonna get me
What
banned
does that
from Twitch
even
with
mean?
language like that.
Do y'all really like spray cheese? Hell yeah!
Oh my god.
Oh no!
How do you do taxes? Well, let me explain it to you.
Oh my god.
I'm like, shh. No more dumb shit.
Oh my god.
So, I guess I have a question to contribute for conversation.
What?
What when the new expansion comes out? What class do you think is going to be the most underpowered?
Machinist.
I am on the fence between Dragoon and maybe Ninja.
I'm thinking probably most likely Monk, or the other one would have to be Paladin. I don't think they're gonna ever fix Monk. It's just gonna be stuck in a perpetual state of fuck.
I don't know. I mean, when Stormblood came out, like it was bad, I think, from what I heard from other players. I haven't fully leveled it to 70 yet, but I just heard that it was very underpowered compared to well, obviously Samurai. Samurai was fucking broken as shit. But other than that, I don't know. I just feel like Ninja or Dragoon is going to get hit pretty good just because, I don't know, Samurai, I don't think they're going to touch. Machinist and Bard, they're going to probably be somewhat OP due to the changes with Dancer. Well, I guess I never even considered like the Black Mage or Summoner. I could see Red Mage being basically unviable. That's just me.
Alright, I think we've covered everything we really want to tonight. I don't think there's anything more we need to talk about. We gotta get started with map night tonight too. Do you guys have anything else you want to add before we sign off for this week?
I
Not
can't think of
really.
anything else.
I think that's it.
Okay. Mission accomplished. We'll see you guys next week for the next episode. Hopefully, next week is gonna be wild because we're gonna know all the battle changes by then. We're gonna have. We might just go into like 2-hour podcast. Who knows? It's gonna be great. I'm excited. Live letter is on the 23rd, Thursday. I know because I have that day off.
Lucky.
LOL. But it's gonna be great, dude. I'm so excited to see what they do with all the classes in Shadowbringers, and I'm really hoping some of the leaks are like not true. I've been posting fake leaks on 4chan. Full disclaimer. I've been going there and just posting whatever I think is true. I think I posted like Dark Knights getting deleted, and then something about how I posted something like they made White Mage's lilies like not work again.
Oof.
Ooh.
That'd be a big oof.
You gotta make some Let's go make some white mages suicide.
I really went hard into it, and I like just said Machinist now has a vest that explodes or something.
What the fuck?
Machinists have a vest on that when they're about to die, they can detonate. Oh
That's
boy!
fucked.
All right. Okay, it's time for map night, so we should probably get out
All
of
right,
here.
we'll see you all
See you guys next week. If you want to stick
later.
around for the map night stream, then you can.
Peace.
Bye.